And it's really interesting, and especially doing this video, I'm not 100% sure how this is going to come out. I mean, when I've been doing my Santa Clauses and my funny faces, I know how it's going to come out, but holy smokes, I don't know. Could be a slip of the knife and back to the drawing board. I'm going to leave a lot of that to the sharper knife here. I'm going to cut the top off like this. Okay, now I got everything started on the top. As far as what I like to do is get things what I want to do with this knife, and then I can put it down and use my better knife. Now on the other hand, where do we want the bottom to be? Again, see how this is off? I want the bottom to be off. I could either, it would be best if you go not parallel. So in other words, don't put it here and then down. Yeah, don't put it here and up here where the line is parallel. That looks too, I mean, even though it's supposed to look even, where if you go in this direction, because when you go in this direction for the base, you know, where the door and everything's going to go, then when you come here, we're going to have the stairs go in this direction. It does add to it when you got it cockeyed. It looks more whimsical. See, the top does not match the bottom, does not match the staircase. So I want to be careful here. See how this comes in, like this indentation here. That's what I want to watch out for that, because I don't want the body to be in there. I got a little more here, and I might want to save this. I like this kind of this whimsical way here, so I want to save that. So actually it's going to be perfect that I can, if I put this like right about here. Is that correct? Would that be good? I always put my thumb out when I'm cutting towards me like that so it don't slip. That's what I always tell people when you cut. Just cut what, where it's going to stop. So in other words, just don't keep cutting down until the knife goes flying. You just, I know I'm going to stop there. That, oh, did I goof that up a little bit? Well, like I said, you got to go the way it goes. I can make adjustments later. It's almost even. Now, like I said, we got to go the way the bark says it. We'll adjust it a little bit later. I noticed that. I just happened to notice that. That crack right there, what is that going to do for me? Is that going to ruin things? Oh, I got a crack right here too. See this right here? Is that going to come off? See that right there? You know what? I think that's going to come out of there anyways. Now again, like I said, what we're carving here is a gnome house, gnome house ornament. And the reason why it's so cockeyed, a gnome, when he builds his house, he uses his straight edge. You see a straight edge? There's a straight edge right there. See how straight that is? That's straight as an arrow there, my thumb. And he just puts it right up to the house, and oh, that's perfect. See how they fit right there? See, that's straight. See how straight that is? That's the way the gnome does it. And if he says it goes that way, well then, we'll just put a little bend right here to make it not eat too even. Out of there. Now let me see. Now we're going to go this way. I wanted to go this way. Didn't work out as well, but well, let's go this way on the staircase. But we the staircase can come. See, what we're going to do is we're going to have it so it'll come here, disappear, and reappear here again. Now this is the bottom of the staircase, because where's my carving? See, I'm going to start with the bottom of the staircase, and then I'm going to cut that all out. And then I still want to keep some of that outer shell is the plan. Ooh, look what we got here. Is that loose? And you know, I said it was going to disappear, but I guess I got carried away. Now I want to be careful because this is attached, because I didn't want this to fall off. There we go. Not bad for a start. Okay, I'm going to put my starter knife out, and let's just kind of clean up things a little bit here. Go back to the top. I want to get some of the, swing myself over here so you can see what I'm doing. Now what I want to do, I'm going to show this on this side here, is I'm going to put some, like a dent, an imperfect dent. In fact, we put a little bit of wing here. See how imperfect that is, that little bump there. I want to be careful because as I keep cutting, I'll probably end up losing it, and a little dent in here. I was hoping to get a good dent to get that out of there, but it's still not bad, because I mean it does have a discoloration that we could use. But I want to stop the more the knife cuts, not to make too many knife cuts. This is where we want it to look kind of natural. Put a little bend into it. So I forgot to do with this one. Others I like to kind of have it bend off. So I forgot. I'm going to take a little bit of this off. Get out of the way. We're going to shape that chimney a little later. Right now I'm still in kind of phase, this is phase 2, you might say, sort of the, still kind of roughing it out a little bit. I want to put a little dent. See, I want the top to be more wider than the bottom. But I don't want to do too much of that until I get the top done. Now comes the bad part. Like I said, here we go. Don't put too much pressure so it'll go so far it'll whack right into your hand. Just enough to, you're doing a piece at a time, piece at a time. Like I said, if you have a piece of bark that does not have, so you can do a chimney, then whatever I did on one side, you can do on the other side. And if you don't have a piece of bark, you can also practice on a stick too. And it's kind of more like the two aspects about carving cottonwood bark and making a gnome house is the whimsiness of it. So you can practice on whimsiness. And number two is, well, the difference between a block of wood and a piece of bark is a block of wood, you can cut just about anything out of it. But bark kind of tells you which way it's going to go. But still, a block of wood could be nice little practice. I don't like that right there. Let's get rid of that. Out of there, out of there, out of there. Put some whimsicality to it. Put a little whimsicality in the back, just a little bit. Okay, he's good for now until clean up and detail. Goodbye. There. Now here's where I kind of come up a little more. Depends on how far you want to come up. Watch when we get to the end. And like I said, this is a very difficult video because each piece of bark is different from the next. How's the shadow? Let me bring this over a little bit. I think I have too much shadow here. Well, that's a little better. Same over here. Way in the video. Clean it up. Nice sharp stop cut. Now I'll do a little bit of undercutting up there. That brings a little extra shadow. Anytime you got shadow is good. See how it adds that shadow? See, there's no shadow on this side, but there's a lot of shadow on this side. Of course, it depends on the way the light is too, but a little more cutting here. A little bit of under. I did start a little bit on it. A little bit more undercutting and cleaning at the same time. Let me do this. That's driving me nuts, so let me clean it. There we go. Now, let's go with the body. We'll clean up the body a little bit. I like to have the front not too flat, but right down here on a little flat, because that's where the door is going to go. Depends, you can put the door anywhere. I want to get all that extra. You can keep some of that extra, you know, this stuff here. The telltale sign of the outer side of the bark, but for the sake of this, I'll just make it a little more smoother. And like I said, again, this is an ornament because of the size. And we're going to do some things to it. The thing is that even though it is a light piece, we want to make it even lighter if it's going to go on the Christmas tree.